यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितप्रज्ञानगणप्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोऽहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। My best wishes and paripurna ashirvadam, all kinds of prosperity, wealth, health and eternal happiness to you and your entire family members. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 21 of 5th chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bahyasparsheshvasaktatma Vindatyatmani Yatsukham Sabrahma-yoga yuktatma sukhamakshayam ashnute. Bhagavan Krishna is concluding the topic which he began from verse number 13. The topic was Jnana Yoga, otherwise called inner sannyasa, the renunciation. Inner renunciation. What kind of fruit a jnani will get? So what kind of fruit means he will get happiness. What kind of happiness? Because we are the hunter of happiness. Every day morning when you get up, you have the expectation that I would experience lots of happiness today, as much as possible. That's what our expectation, isn't it? So unknowingly there is a longing for hunting happiness. Whether you accept or not, that's the fact. Every creature, they are craving to be happy, to consume some kind of happiness. And some people, they always intend to consume maximum amount of happiness. Some people even don't sleep. When you take the mobile in your hand, now this young generation are suffering by that, because they are dealing with their mobile throughout the day, but in the college or schools the mobiles are not allowed. When they come home, after coming the home, they have the homework, they have to complete the homework. After completion of the homework, they started observing, browsing the net through the mobile or sending message or something they do. They are not leaving the mobile up to 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock, sometimes up to 4 o'clock in the night. So it means, that urge, craving for the happiness, it lies in our physical, psychological system. Now, world, how much the happiness a world contains, that also matters. Because if you are a desire for a gulab jamun, if you are served a gulab jamun, a plate full with gulab jamun, then how much happiness that you would get. In the same way, if you are a desirer to visit so many places, that too places like Ooty, Kodaikanal, Kullu Manali, Holi and Simla or Switzerland, Paris or Japan, so many tourist centers are there, Atlanta, Antarctica. If you are given a chance to fly to all those places freely, how much that happiness you would get. This happiness which we expect to receive, we want to consume maximum, as much as possible. The world is ready to give that. Gulab jamun can be there for 24 hours, but you don't. You want to sleep, you need to have a sleep at least 8 hours if you are a younger. If you crossed at least 35, you need 6 hours sleep. There are certain research on why people are not sleeping. One of the reason, they want to enjoy the world as much as possible. Sometimes out of tension they are not able to, out of restless they are not able to. Sometimes they are just not understanding the value of sleep. It means all of them, you can say that the longing for the happiness, they want to be awake. These, especially the young children's, young generations are suffering by less sleep problem. This hunting for the happiness. We do have the limitations. And even the world which can give, they have also their own limitations. If you want to eat the gulab jamun, you should keep cooking again and again, again and again. You have to make them those dishes. Otherwise, you keep the gulab jamun outside, or you preserve it and keep it for a few months. Later on, it will be decomposed. Okay, that the nature of Prakriti is to decay. The Prakriti also has the limitation, your body also has the limitation, but your urge towards that doesn't have the limitations. You urge for unlimited happiness, nothing wrong with that, but you are searching that unlimited happiness in the world doesn't have it. That's what the understanding, the Jnana Yoga Atma. Once you become pure in your mind, you can pursue Jnana Yoga. So when you pursue Jnana Yoga in two steps, self-realization and collective self-realizing as the one self. These only two steps are there. First, to realize ourselves. In order to realize ourselves, what you have to do is, you have to withdraw your attention completely towards in. You have to disconnect, or disconnect means not completely. You have to disconnect your attention. Your all the attention must be withdrawn towards inside. Then you could realize. That realization will help you to experience the happiness. Now, the lesson we get from Upanishad and text, all the scriptures of Indian ancient time, they teach us, you don't expect from outside world, because your expectation for unlimited happiness, that which doesn't have this world, and that which exists inside, that by realization of yourself, that is the only one way to get that happiness. That's what here is given. Once you realize yourself, that self as an individual self, as imperishable self, once you realize your Atma is eternal, so that time you get the happiness which cannot be compared with all the happiness outside. You may live for 1,000 years like Yayati. Yayati, who lived for thousands of years, who borrowed ages from his children, but after living thousands of years, he concluded, we cannot satisfy ourselves with the outside world. Nakama kamanam upabhogena shamyate. You have to have detachment towards outside. Then what? Once you realize yourself, automatically you are disconnected with the outside. Means inner understanding I am talking about. You cannot disconnect these indriyas. Okay, these indriyas are always get connected. Ears are connected with the sound, nose are connected with the smell, and this skin, the touching sense are connected with the weather. So you cannot close it, you cannot disconnect it. We are not talking that way. So this is inner happiness. This inner happiness, you cannot compare. Any happiness you may enjoy for 1,000 years, it's not equal to the happiness once you realize what you get. That happiness known as Brahma Sukham, Atma Sukham. This Atma Sukham, which is unlimited. And if you understand little bit more, what is little bit more? Once you realize your Atma is eternal, In the same way, all shariras, they do also have the Atma, and all those consciousness one and the same. What exists is nothing but one consciousness. That one consciousness is you. This is known as Brahmatmaikya Jnanam. Once you are having this equating identification, the identification with the equation, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. So you have to be a little bit careful, because this Aham Brahmasmi should not cause for any problem or should not make any trouble to normal world. Especially you should not boost your Ahankara, Aham Brahmasmi means no. So once you get the purity in your mind, then alone this Advaita Jnanam will arise in you, like the Aditya. Tesham Aditya Vajnanam Prakashayati Tatparam. From yourself, from inside of you, that the knowledge is enlightened. Every knowledge is nothing but the one knowledge, that is the understanding. Knowledge means here the individual consciousness and the super consciousness. So this understanding, who has, that person is called Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, who has identified himself with the Brahman. Akshayam Sukham Ashnute. He experiences unlimited happiness, as it is told in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmavida apnoti param tadesha bhyukta satyam jnanam anantam brahma yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman soshnute sarvan kamaan saha. Brahmavit. So he says, Brahmavita apnoti param, the knower of the Brahman attains the supreme, no doubt. Then what is Brahman? Sat, Chit, Anantam. Anantam means that which doesn't have the end. So endless Ananda is known as Anantam. If you realize there is no end for your consciousness, then it is as equal. At once you experience all the happiness which lies on the earth, or which you can get by going to all Swargalokas up to Satyaloka. There is a portion exists in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Ananda Mimamsa. It compares the happiness which are experienced by various beings, like a human being, Gandharvas and Devas, and the celestial being who are in the heaven. So all kinds of happiness is being inquired by that text. So you may go for up and down means up to Satyaloka and coming down to earth. In the earth you enjoy all kinds of happiness. No, all of them together cannot be the happiness you get out of the Brahma Yoga Yuktatma. That's very beautifully explained by Bhagavan Krishna. That person who is Brahmajnani, he becomes happiness alone. That happiness is unaffected, unlimited happiness. That is known as Brahmanandam. Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham. So this, the expression itself, only you can get in the Shastra. Nowhere you can get. So there are unlimited top-up, unlimited internet connection, but that unlimited internet connection will bring unlimited sorrow, sadness. As I told you, all the youngsters are suffering from the less sleep. You have to be very careful. Now this Brahmajnani, he becomes a completely different soul while living itself, because the body, mind, sense complex, they are limited, but his mind and buddhi, the consciousness which is endowed with unlimitedness, that unlimitedness it becomes heaven in the earth itself. Then the next words, verse number 22. Ye hi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkhayo naya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. Just Bhagavan Krishna concluded Jnana Yoga as the main portion of 5th chapter. Now the person who is endowed with unlimited happiness called Jnani, he is completely liberated one. For him there is no sorrow hereafter. He lives as a Jivan Mukta Sthiti, Jivan Mukta Jivanam, a life which is endowed with complete freedom. So that person is nothing but Ishvara alone. It will explain later on, but here Bhagavan Krishna brings the sadhanas, the training, means mentally how do we prepare for this Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga sadhanam is told, but he says in different angle, because he described Atma Sukham and Brahma Sukham in the last words. Now he describes Vishaya Sukham, the nature of Vishaya Sukham. One should keep himself away from the nature of Vishaya Sukham, because this Vishayas means object, are very dangerous. Now he gives as a 3 steps. This world has got 5 elemental aspects. Every elemental aspects, they do have their own tanmatra. Tanmatra means the space has tanmatra is sound. The sound always, if you make one noise, so noise, it won't lies or it won't exist longer. So once you clap, where the sound goes, sound is generated, that generated sound disappears. So where it disappears, where it travels towards its target. Now sound, what kind of target it has? It has the target, what observes the sound is the ear. So it goes and reaches the ear and it dissolves over there. Like every element has got its own tanmatra. Those tanmatra always, they just run towards the target. Now the target of taste is tongue, that sweet buds, they go and they get dissolved. And this whether they penetrate the skin, it gets dissolved. Dissolved means it becomes one with. That's what the target of these 5 elemental tanmatras. So we have Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These 5 kinds of this nature, always penetrating 5 kinds of indriyas. And indriyas always are waiting to observe them. Therefore, both of them are connected. Both, team. Indriyas, we have hearing capacity, seeing capacity, smelling capacity, tasting capacity, and touching sense. All these sense organs always waiting to receive the sound, etc., the world tanmatra. So this is the connection. Both when they connect, from there the enjoyment are experienced. If you have only hearing capacity, there is no sukham, there is no enjoyment. You need to have some sound, the sound which you like, some kind of music or some kind of rock, pop, whatever, that you enjoy. Or if you have a sattvika mind, so you may enjoy with the Carnatic music. Carnatic music, I tell you, this Carnatic music and Bharatanatyam, these are the great invention boons of our Sanatana Dharma. Everybody has got the energy, prana. So when you learn Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi or Kathakali or whatever the arts are invented in India, so your prana is organized and your nerve system is rearranged. You become a proper appropriate, organized, physical and psychological systemed person. But if you go for Western countries music, they just break all the nerve system. They just break and they just disturb that which the inner organizations are on. Therefore, we have to be careful. If you have the sattva guna, if you are a sattvika person, just you will be endowed with Bharatanatyam or music, some kind of Carnatic or Hindustani. So you will be fond of those kind of music. These ears always they get connected with the music. Whenever there is a music and your hearing capacity, in between these two things, there is an interaction, there is a connection. From that connection, out of that connection, your enjoyment begins. They say yehi samsparshaja bhogaha, whatever the enjoyment that you enjoy, my dear, which are known as Vishaya Sukha. So Vishaya Sukha means the Sukha, the happiness is not existing the sound, the happiness not existing in your Indriya, the happiness which are generated by the conjunction, connection, by the interaction of the both. Then you can enjoy. And when you realize this, you could have the factor. It has to have the proper connection. Otherwise, there is no happiness. If you like mango very much, if I give varieties of mango, you enjoy by eating the mango. But while eating the mango, if you get a positive result which was waiting, the exam result maybe, or some kind of business result maybe, so if you get that very much positive result, this mango loses the taste and your mind goes there. I have given a positive example. So if some sadness happens, at that time also the mango remains as the mango, your tongue sense remains as a sense, but there is a connection, the interaction also happened, but mind is not there. So when there is a mind, the interaction is valued. So valued interaction, valued connection alone brings happiness or sadness. Now you value the connection. Now you have to know that you alone value the connection. The connection also, it has got Adi Antavantaha. It is also called beginning and end. They do have also beginning and end, and they need your valuation. You have to be aware about it. If you keep away from them, then they don't disturb you. That is the secret. Vishaya Sukha are limited. You have to keep in your mind, because brain cells must be retrained. We think that we are weakened people. No, any bad habit can be switched over, because you alone value them. If your value is given to the value, means higher values, then your value is valued. It's a beautiful way of self-improvement, which will be discussed in the next chapter. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva hyatmano bandho atmaiva ripuratmanaha. If you train well your body, mind and sense complex, it will be with you as a friend. The body, mind and sense complex which are not trained, they will remain as the enemy to you. Therefore, you alone should uplift you. Nobody else will come from outside. It comes in the next chapter, but here don't value it. Adyavantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. Buddha means the enlightened people, they don't value it. Valuing alone, enjoying it. Thinking that I had a gulab jamun, it was so nice. I would like to have once again, you value the combination, you value the conjunction, you value the interaction. Don't value because Vishaya Sukhas are not having what you accept. Once you realize it, you can be in you. Okay, you can live in this world but without losing yourself, because all the Vishayas, they suck your energy, they suck your age, they suck your intelligence, they suck everything. Don't lose yourself. Live as a gainer, not as a loser. We will see, we will continue from next episode tomorrow. Hari Om. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ